It's important to understand the difference between tanks, bruisers, and glass cannons or DPS. Tanks are units who focus on percent health, percent defense, speed, and effect resistance. For instance, some healers in knights like Momo, Ras, and Clary are units who wants to be tanky and therefore deal very little damage. DPS, glass cannon, squishies, whatever you want to call them, are units who focus only on offensive stats. Stats like percent attack, crit damage, crit chance, and speed. They deal a lot of damage but can easily be killed without some help from other units. Bruisers are units who focus a mix of defensive stats and offensive stats. For instance, a sword with crit damage, crit chance, speed, health percent, and percent defense. For new players, bruisers are not too important because you mostly want to focus on tanks and DPS. Bruisers units are more valuable in PvP defense teams, guild wars, and RTA. As for PvE, they don't matter much at all, and you can clear all of PvE content with just glass cannons and tank for support. Now you understand generally what substats are for tanks, bruisers, and DPS. What about main stats? Sword, helmet, and armor, or the left side, have all fixed main stats that cannot change. So we're going to be focusing on the right side, which have random main stats. If you want further in detail to what the possibilities are for the main stats, please watch this short video. For tanks, focus on percent health main stats. You may also have percent defense for the main stat. Just make sure not to have double main stat defense. You may go percent health necklace and percent health ring, or percent defense and percent health, but don't go percent defense and percent defense. Health matters more than defense generally, since defense can be shredded and certain healers like Momo scale off of your max health. Always have the main stat for boots be speed. Tanks are slow, so this should help. For set, when in doubt, use speed set. For DPS, focus on percent crit damage and percent attack. Never go percent attack necklace and percent attack ring, just like double defense for tanks. Crit damage is more valuable than attack in most situations. As for boots, the main stat should be speed too. You can go percent attack for boots, but then you would need speed on substats to make up for it. After all, if you never get a turn, what's the point? For what set should a DPS use? Generally, use speed set and crit set. For bruiser, the main stat for necklace should be percent crit chance to make it easier. Percent crit chance is hard stat to upgrade compared to other stats. For ring, it should be either percent health for health scaling units like Alancia, or percent attack for attack scaling units like Ravi. As for sets, generally go speed and crit set. If you're wondering which unit is DPS, tank, or bruiser, feel free to ask me in my Discord, YouTube, or live on Twitch. Links down below. So what makes gear good? What makes gear bad? The rolls determine the quality of the gear. A red rarity has 5 rolls, a purple has 4, blue has 3, and so forth. Only red and purple gear matter. This means that red gear is the best for the highest possible chance of good gear. But if that's the case, then why are some purple gears superior to red gear? This is because with each roll comes with its own RNG. Take a look at this graph. The level of gear matters here. This is why we farm Wyvern 13 to get more level 5 gear. Every roll for crit rate has a 3 to 5% increase. So it could roll a 3 into crit chance, and that would make it pretty bad already because it's a low roll. The goal of crafting is to roll into the stat you want with the highest number. For crit, it is 5. For percent attack, it is 8. After you craft 10 set of gear, you should automatically extract or sell the blue rarity. This boot has high roll of 8% health and a low roll of attack with a medium for speed. The issue with this gear is that the main stat is not speed and the attack is very low. These boots have main stat speed, but the substats are low medium rolls and has flat health. Never go for flat because percent is 99% better. Also, the substats are not offensive and is lacking in defensive rolls like percent defense and percent health. Let's say you found an equipment with decent or good substats with high rolls. In this case, the sword has max rolls on all these substats. My goal is to go into percent health or percent crit with medium to high rolls. I did get a max roll of 8 into effectiveness, but of course that is not the stat I really want, so you could drop it, but I'm going to give it another chance. If it rolls again into effectiveness, that is when I'm going to drop it. Here I rolled a 4, which is the lowest roll for health, so I'm just going to completely drop it and move on to the next item. Keep in mind that if you're a new player, you shouldn't focus too much and you shouldn't be picky too much. Go with what you have, and anything that's better than your current gear is an improvement to itself. Alright, that is it for this video. Just remember to not be picky and know your place. Don't look at veteran gear as a reference because that will just make you hit a wall. Early on, lower your expectations. I hope you all enjoy and take care.